Take it away, Tom.
Alrighty, so thank you to every buyer and every buyer's advocate and every friend, colleague, Oz and Omar. Good to see that you're here. Winners are grinners. And I have to say to you, this is the third block in a row I'm doing. I chose never to do the block, and the very simple reason is that I do 10 to 15 auctions in Sydney most weeks. I'm not going to leave Sydney and leave my clients behind and actually give away 10, 15 auctions to come and do one auction, right? And a lot of people turn around and say, oh yeah, but it's the profile, and like, look, it's not like you win the block, you don't go back to Sydney and say, I won the block, all your prices are now a double, right? It doesn't work that way, right? However, I do like winning. I do like winning. And 3 years ago when Luke and Josh came to see me, and I just had this feeling like there's a good chance they're going to win, right? They had a property that many would say was a real outsider. In fact, if you looked at the odds, they were destined not to be in the top 4. Well, there's only 5 properties. They were destined to be last, right? Right, but they did well. They did second. They got second spot. Last year, Oz and Omar not only won it, they got, I think, about $1.6 million over reserve, which is the biggest amount of money ever. And before I committed to this year, Steph and Gian, they reached out. I spoke to them in Sydney. I thought to myself, okay, well, let's do a bit of research before you commit. So I've got to tell you, I accepted because it's got the biggest block of land. It's got the biggest courtyard, and anyone that knows real estate knows that 95% of a value is in the position and the land. So I just knew, okay, we've got this unfair advantage here, right? We've got this unfair advantage. It is a good property. Then, as soon as I found out that Steph was an architect, I thought, beautiful. We're not going to have a personal trainer who thinks that they're an architect. We've got a chance of, right? Right? And then I met Gian, and I realised, you know what? These guys are going to deliver an incredible product. I had not seen this till today. I'd seen the raw product, but I've come in here today, and I've got to tell you, I would be very, very surprised if the market doesn't see this as the best property, right? So I think everyone should do a big round of applause to Steph and Gian. You have produced the best property. Now I know they've got their own reasons. They've got their own reasons why they think it's the best, but I've got to tell you, I know that the market, Aaron, this is what the market's going to love. They're going to love the fact that since COVID, we've had to learn that offices now have become part of the home. Everyone knows, like, if you're going to have a studio, have the studio close attached to the house so you can enjoy it. This property has it. The others don't. Next thing is access to a home. Like, one driveway is good. 2 driveways, it ticks the boxes. So I think if a buyer goes in and looks at every property, they have to come back and say, look, this is the best one. They'd have to say it. But let's let the market decide. Let the market decide. And I'm curious, and I might just take this mic here and just ask here the rest of the team. Actually, Aaron, before I go on to Steph, what do you reckon is the number one thing about this home?
Look, I love the 2 driveways. I love that. But I think the backyard and the open plan here is probably going to hopefully win it for us. And, of course, the block of land is very, very important in real estate. So the biggest block of land is in my opinion, always the most valuable, and we've got that here. So I think we've got the three ticks here, in my opinion, anyway.
Beautiful. Steph, your number one thing, your favourite thing about this property, and then I'll get you to hand the mic over to Gian and he can say the same thing.
Okay. Well, he would probably, because we have similar views. Honestly, we wanted House 4 from the very beginning because of the northern backyard. So the way that the sun rises and the way that the sun sets is so important in how it, the sun it relates to all the rooms. The architecture, is so important, and we're so passionate. I, for one, am so passionate about the product. So I was definitely destined to create something that was really beautiful and that we could say, you know what, with full conviction, this is a 10 out of 10 home. But yes, all those things are givens for me. But the one thing that I love, and the reason why I think this is the best, is because of the continuity and consistency that Charming Street brings. This honestly is a curated masterpiece, if I say so myself, because we've thought about every single moment of and piece of architecture, and there's a consistent thread, and I think that's what changes a house to a home, and I think we've done that here.
Yeah, I think as well that being considered that we've had to build this home room by room, week by week. And it's something that we did consider very early on, and obviously thanks to Steph's CADing skills, we could really CAD the floor plan up and take the risks that, other contestants may not have felt the strength in doing, because we knew the end vision. And yeah, look, some judgings were tough, but we always had the end goal in mind, that was delivering the best house on the block for the most amount of buyers on the day. Yeah. And we felt like we've catered for a large portion of people, yet still delivered such a remarkable house.
Okay, thank you. Now, the other thing I'll say to you is that, yes, a lot of people turn around and say to me, oh, Tom, Ray White again, right? Because it has been Ray White had the one 2 years ago, Ray White had the one last year, and Ray White have got it again this year. I've got to say, Aaron, you've done a super job last year. The guys at Cheltenham did a great job the year before. Yep. You're doing a super job. One of the things that I want to let you know, I'm neutral. I was a Ray White franchisee. Many people don't know. One of the things I'll say about the Ray White Group, and I see all the groups, is that auction is in their lifeblood. It's in their DNA. They understand the process of actually marketing, getting people excited. Once you have people excited, then what you do is you create competition. Competition wins the grand final, and competition gets top dollar in real estate. And of course, it makes a big difference if the people competing have got money, right? And good money, right? And we want that. But I've just got to say, Aaron, the marketing so far has been exceptional. Dominic and Stephen from head office are here as well. They're committed. They've been supportive of the block. The group wants to win the block. But as far as I'm concerned, if the buyer is watching this right now, whoever the buyer is, if you're watching this here, I've got to say to you, not only are you buying an incredible investment, you are buying a property that I think will make you happy for a very, very long time. And that is the real quinella in real estate. When you get something that you love living in it, but in addition to that, you get a property that is going to keep going up in value because it hasn't had corners taken. They stuck to the process. So I hope the buyer that's watching this is listening. Pay more. Pay more. It's good for you. Pay more. So to Steph and Gian, congratulations on a great product. I want to thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to say anything that hasn't said anything that feels like it's important to be said? English-speaking audience here?
What about Oz? What about Aussie over there, hey?
Oz.
He's covered everything. I'm just going to jump up there, crack a joke, everybody laugh.
You got to listen. He's got a joke. He's recycled it 20 times, right? He's recycled, but I've got to tell you, even on the 20th time, you say, "Let me just hear it again one more time," right? It's a good joke. Hey guys, where's Omar? Is he here too? Yeah, they're counting the. Look at the boys. They're still counting the cash from a year ago. Okay, so hey, before we finish off, I've got to share this quick story with you. So I'm doing an auction a few years ago. It's not as funny as your story, right?
It better be funny. Not going to share my story.
Right. So you got to listen to this story. I'm doing an auction like a few years ago, right? And it's in Newtown, which is equivalent of Brunswick or Fitzroy. And I've started the auction. And I go, ladies and gentlemen, and then I get a tap on the shoulder. It never happened to me before. During an auction, I haven't noticed. The owner walked from the back of the house during the auction and has tapped me on the shoulder. By the way, Marriott,
So,
speak. You're his business partner.
I am, mate. Very proud to be back again for another year. Look, a lot of effort. I just want to thank all my staff that's come here today. A lot of effort goes behind the scenes that you guys don't see. We all know that Aaron's Mr. Sell, Mr. List, but a lot of stuff gets done back end, and that's me. Everyone knows that's me. So I just want to thank all my staff that are actually here, and also the support that we get from corporate is huge as well. So just want to thank the team and Ray White Corporate as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you. That's all you get from me, mate.
Okay, I'll continue with my joke. I've got to say the joke. It's not a joke, it's a true story, right? So I'm about to go, ladies and gentlemen, I get a tap on the shoulder. I look around, it's the owner. He goes, have you got a moment? There's something you need to know. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's about to tell me there's been a murder in this house and you've got to announce it, right? Or that there's something or something about the sewer line. And he says to me, have you got a moment? It's really important. I go, yeah. I said, ladies and gentlemen, one moment. I'm just getting my final instructions. I said, what's up? He said, I didn't think I explained it clearly enough. We need to get top dollar. I said, it's a given. I get it. He goes, Tom, no, you don't understand. This is not like any house. And I want to let you know, once we sell this house, we're going to move to Hunters Hill. And I want to let you know, Hunters Hill, we've been looking at prices. They're really expensive. So we need to get as much as we can for this house. And I said, I get it. I understand. Look, we'll talk further about that because, people are watching us, But I'm going to get you. We're on the same side. But I just want to let you know that once you get to Hunters Hill, make sure the person you buy from is not going to Double Bay. Because prices are really expensive there. Right? And he just stared at me blankly. He says, okay, we'll talk after, right? Okay, I think so. So, it's not as funny as your joke, right? I get it. I know what you're thinking, Oz. Mate, we waited 5 minutes. Put the camera on him. Show him. Look at him. Alrighty. So, team, enjoy the rest of the night. We're going to have a few drinks. We're going to have a bit of a bite to eat. To all our buyers agents here, I'm letting you know, please look at all the invisible value in this property. There's a lot of invisible value in this property. Check that out. That's what you're paying for. I want to thank you so much. Signing off. Cheers.